Assalamualaikum. Welcome to ATN Bangla. This is Afifa Fairuz with the news. First, DCP headlines. Khalda Zia offers prayers at the shrines of Hazrat Shah Jalal and Shah Paran Rahmatullah Alahi in Sylhet. Over 50 detained at various places during her visit. Awami League submits nomination paper on behalf of Abdul Hamid for presidential election. Jatiya Party extends support. Cabinet accords final approval to the draft of Bangladesh Agricultural Development Act 2018, keeping provision of 6 months jail and fine. And visiting Swiss president pledges to provide 107 crore 50 lakh taka for rehabilitation of Rohingyas. Sheikh Hasina asks Myanmar to implement Kofi Annan Commission recommendation. Now on to the details. BNP chairperson Begum Khalda Zia has offered prayers at the shrines of Hazrat Shah Jalal and Hazrat Shah Paran Rahmatullahi Alahi in Sylhet. Huge number of BNP leaders and workers received Begum Zia when she arrived at Sylhet Circuit House this afternoon. Party activists brought out processions to greet their leader at various places when her motorcade proceeded towards Sylhet. At this time, chase and counter-chase took place between police and the procession. BNP claimed that at least 50 party leaders and workers were rounded up from various places. Awami League has submitted nomination paper to the returning officer on behalf of Abdul Hamid for presidential election. A 9-member delegation led by Awami League General Secretary Obaidul Qadir submitted the nomination paper to CEC Kem Nurul Huda at the Election Commission. No other nomination paper has been submitted so far. Opposition in Parliament Jatiya Party has extended support to Abdul Hamid for presidential election. The decision was taken at the Presidium meeting at Rajani-Gandha office at Bonani in the capital, presided over by GP Chairman Hussain Mahmoud Ershad. Later, Party Secretary General Ruhul Amin Hawladar briefed newsmen. The Cabinet has given final approval to the draft of the Bangladesh Agricultural Development Act 2018, keeping provision of maximum 6 months imprisonment and 10,000 taka fine. Draft of Bangladesh Press Institute Act 2018 was also finally approved. The approvals were given at the Cabinet meeting presided over by Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina at her Tejgaon office today. Bilateral talks between Bangladesh and Switzerland were held at the Prime Minister's office today, with the visiting Swiss President Ali Bersa and Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina leading delegation of the two countries. A joint statement was issued after the talks, in which the Swiss President pledged to provide about 107 crore 50 lakh taka for the repatriation of the Rohingyas. He also eloquently praised the human attitude of Bangladesh regarding the Rohingya crisis. In her statement, Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina said Myanmar itself has to resolve the Rohingya issue by implementing the Kofi Annan recommendations. Earlier, the two leaders held an inclusive meeting. Swiss President Ali Bersa also attended a seminar in the capital today organized by Bangladesh Investment Development Authority. Describing Bangladesh as a country congenial for investment, he said the friendly relations between the two countries would further strengthen in future.
Our bilateral economic relations. And our bilateral economic relations are about to enter a new era, carried by the enthusiasm and willingness of both Swiss and Bangladeshi companies to explore new ways to cooperate. বাংলাদেশ সুইজারল্যান্ডের সম্পর্ক আরও মজবুত হোক।
Earlier, the Swiss president paid homage to Liberation War martyrs at the National Mausoleum at Shapur. He signed visitors' book there after placing floral wreaths. Later, the Swiss president visited Bangabandhu Museum at Dhanmondi and paid respect at the portrait of Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman by placing wreaths. CID have detained 7 people, including 2 Bangladeshis and 5 Nigerian football players, on charge of cheating. They were arrested from Bosundhara and Kilket areas in the capital. Special Police Super Mullah Nozrul Islam disclosed this at a news conference at Malibag CID office. He further said the arrested 5 used to play in various clubs including Abahoni and Mohammedan. They were involved in fraudulent activities by opening fake ID through using photographs of European and American girls in connivance with the local gang and managed to swindle away crores of taka in the process. Now news from abroad. 4 Indian soldiers, including an officer, have been killed in the latest cross-border clashes at Jammu and in Indian-administered Kashmir borders. According to Indian military officials, the 4 troops were killed and 1 wounded after the Pakistani army opened fire on Indian posts in the Jammu region on Sunday evening. The situation is tense currently on the border. Officials ordered closure of schools near the border for the next 3 days. And that's the end of this bulletin. Allah Hafiz.